Hello, my name is Brian Methvin, and I am the Managing Director of Azera Partners. Today I would like to share with you a framework for ensuring your company is fully prepared to take advantage of new opportunities likely to occur as the economy recovers. Most experts agree that the economy is finally starting to recover. While most industries are still experiencing very sluggish performance, economists predict growth should begin to heat up very soon. The large federal stimulus plan, combined with aggressive Federal Reserve monetary policy, has some economists concerned demand could come roaring back faster than any of us expect. What is happening in the overall economy is critical to all of us, but what is most important is when your industry will rebound, and if you will be ready to take advantage of the rebounding economy before your competitors do. Speaking of your competition, what action are your competitors taking right now? Are they expanding their sales force? Getting ready to launch new products? Perhaps implementing delayed capital projects to lower their production costs? Or developing an aggressive new marketing campaign? Overall, just how prepared are your competitors to seize new opportunities created by the recovery? And what actions has your company taken to prepare for the pending recovery? Do you think you are better prepared than your competitors are to seize new growth opportunities? Imagine for a minute if market demand grew by 20% overnight. Who would win the lion's share of new business? Your company or your competitors? Has your executive team discussed how long it will take the company to respond to meet rising demand? Have you talked about when the recovery might occur in your sector and how fast demand is likely to grow? And what if that demand grows faster than you anticipate? Do you think you'll be ready for it? All of these are very tough questions that your organization needs to have ready answers to. This is why Azera Partners has created a tool to help companies assess their readiness to seize new growth opportunities. It is critical your company understand what could trip you up and let the competition race ahead of you. After spending the last 18 months cutting costs and battening down the hatches to weather the economic storm, your company may not be as well positioned to grow as you once were. The main goal of our Recovery Readiness Checkup is to ensure that nothing trips up your company. The heart of our program is a Recovery Readiness Checklist that will guide your organization in assessing your readiness. The key is creating a checklist that does not boil the ocean. Therefore, we believe every company should be focusing on two types of issues. First, is the company fully prepared to execute on the most important elements of your growth strategy? For example, an airline must be ready to recommission idle aircraft and staff them with fully trained crews. Otherwise, competitors might win share on a key route. Secondly, we believe companies should examine the most likely things that might go wrong in your expansion plans. That could be a shortage of a key material, the lack of trained labor, or any one of other factors unique to your individual strategy. The key is identifying what is your company's Achilles heel. Azera Partners has developed a framework to help companies identify what should be on their recovery checkup list. This structured approach helps a company ensure they don't overlook something that could cost them dearly down the road. We like to start by interviewing executives either one-on-one or in small groups. I've always felt that the gut instincts of executives is well underestimated. While it's always risky to make a decision on a gut instinct, those instincts lead you to the issues that often matter the most. Then, by applying fact-based analysis, you can evaluate and quantify what your instincts are telling you. While executives have a great perspective, your key people oftentimes have better visibility into what might trip up your organization. In the bottom-up portion of the analysis, we talk with people most critical for executing your strategy. These key people could be someone in your sales organization, a product development team member, a Six Sigma team leader, or even a customer service agent. The important thing is that these employees give us great insights on where to focus as you prepare for the coming recovery. Being on the front lines, they may have a different perspective on how ready the organization is to grow and what factors might trip you up. Listening to them now can pay massive dividends later. Now, with your internal perspective complete, it's time to take an outside-in look at your organization. Of course, you can't overlook what customers and distributors think. We like to focus on what will make a customer switch from one competitor or a competing substitute product. Customers will tell you they want many things, but often don't buy when you provide them the very things they ask for. Why? Because change has risks, and customers will always evaluate risks in different ways. So the better you understand how a customer thinks about switching, the better prepared your company will be to win new business and retain your existing customers. The final part of your checklist should include avoiding some of the common mistakes that many companies make in preparing for a recovery. Azera Partners has also prepared a list of common mistakes companies make in preparing for a recovery. Not all of them are going to be major issues for your company, but checking them off can provide great peace of mind. This slide is just part of our overall list of common mistakes to avoid. It's like my dad used to say, it's never bad to make mistakes, but you should always strive to make new ones. Part of the value that Azera Partners brings is providing structure and process to this exercise. This will help ensure that everyone's time is used effectively and that the outcome will be valuable. Our recovery readiness checkup process begins with a kickoff meeting with the key executives to lay out the scope, the objectives, and the key areas of focus. We help companies identify what should be on their recovery readiness checklist using the framework we've talked about over the last few moments. Then, after a review of the preliminary results with the executives team, we embark on the most valuable part of the entire exercise, and that is developing an action plan. Typically, we facilitate an action planning workshop during which each of the items on the checklist is reviewed. Now, some of the checklist items will be flagged as major vulnerabilities that require special action. Oftentimes, companies will form a special team to go out and work on these items to both understand the risk and then develop detailed action plans. Some of the other items in the checklist are going to be just assigned to line executives and managers for future follow-up. We always recommend that companies create a formal report on what is being done to address these issues so things don't fall through the cracks. And lastly, some of the items on the checklist are going to be determined not to be a major risk and that no action is required. This is important because we want people focused on the major risk areas and not distracted by trivial risks. As your advisors and coaches, we will help you get fully prepared for the coming recovery. Now, we're not going to be shy about challenging your assumptions and asking you lots of tough questions. Our goal is to help you step back from your everyday job and see the whole company, the whole marketplace, to see your competitive environment and understand how you can get better for the coming recovery. We want your people to be able to repeat this exercise without us. Repeating this recovery readiness checkup process every few months while the recovery is coming about will help your company ensure that you're fully prepared and that nothing's going to trip you up. Let me tell you just a little bit more about Azera Partners for a moment. We're very much like other consulting firms in that we have highly skilled professionals, we use structured frameworks and methodology to guide our work, and that we like to focus on using fact-based analysis. What makes us different is that we like to involve our clients more in our projects. Specifically, we seek to train them on our tools and methodologies. Our pragmatic style and long-term focus aligns us better with the way executives like to think about the business. But most importantly, we know value comes from what a company executes in the marketplace rather than what a consultant writes down in a report. Therefore, we want to focus on the most important thing, which is helping you execute better in the marketplace. Hopefully by now, I have you asking yourself how you can find out more about conducting a recovery readiness checkup. Well, the logical next step is to give us a call and schedule a conference call during which we can describe the process in more detail and answer all of your questions. I encourage you to call myself or Azera's Vice President of Sales, Judy Padell, who can help you talk about taking the next step. But before I let you go today, I'd like to encourage you to take out a sheet of paper and spend just a few moments at the end of this video asking yourself just how prepared your company is for the coming recovery. If the answer isn't fully prepared, then I hope you'll use some of the ideas and frameworks we've talked about in today's discussion to become better prepared. I'd also hope you will consider calling us to learn more about how Azera partners might be able to help you in your efforts to get prepared for the coming economic recovery. Again, my name is Brian Methvin, and I want to thank you very much for your time and attention today. I hope you found the materials in our presentation interesting and thought-provoking. Please feel free to pass on this video to any of your colleagues or friends. More than anything else, I'd like to wish you and your company the best of luck and hope you're wildly successful in the coming recovery.